Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, here comes your recap. I will make the thing that is currently cut off by this, Dusk's plea, the top line, so go ahead and pause. And pause. There's only two more lines. And there's your recap. On to the session.
Be no combat.
And we're here. We are on the internet.
And we're on the internet. Hello, internet.
Hello, internet.
Hello,
Internet.
Oh, I assume
Sure you don't want to have a
everybody.
kraken come out of the water at us?
Oh, I could,
No.
I guess.
No, thank you.
It's too late now. I haven't prepared that.
2 Krakens.
So, I know that everybody here has read the recap. So we begin this session on day 73. Even though I think the recap online in the journal, the recap in the journal says it's day 72, and Roll20 won't let me replace it. I'm sorry. But so today is day 73, the 13th of Flame Rule. Little housekeeping note: we didn't get an opportunity to roll Will's divine intervention for the night that you spent in the dome between Losentoft and Salt End Landing. So I'm going to let the player decide. Do you want to roll once now and then again at the end of the day 73? Or do you just want to roll twice on day 73?
Dusk's divine intervention.
Yes. I cannot hear him if he is talking.
Neither can I.
So I turned it down. Yes, I will roll it now.
Roll one
'Cause I
now
figured,
and then roll again when we go to sleep tonight.
yeah, it'll be important if I get it now, I suppose. But all right, big bucks, no whammies. 83. 83.
It's a pretty number. It's a really pretty number. You know, look at it on paper. You could rotate it upside down. It looks, it's a very pretty number.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. I will now release the players to proceed from where we left off. You just left the gallery and you're looking for somewhere to sleep or maybe to make arrangements for travel to the Vinegal Islands. You're on your own. I will sit back and be quiet. Be quiet.
Uh,
Who do we even talk to about a boat?
I think it was a certain time of day. I think we had to talk to somebody. Like drawing a blank, but I need a map. I feel like
Oh,
if we could switch to the town.
fine. Fine. Make me
Close.
be a responsible DM.
I
Fine.
thought I don't know if there was somebody here that we had to talk to, like a certain time of day or something, or we had to
All
negotiate with a ship that's going to. Oh, there was a somebody I can't remember what.
Yeah, so there is a dockmaster at the shore end of both of the large docks. The little tiny docks are just like slips for local boats, but the two large docks each have a dockmaster.
Okay, so uh, Dusk would be interested in just nailing down travel sooner than later because he wants to make sure we don't miss the boat, preferably speaking. So Dusk would go looking for the
Dusk will be his
dockmaster,
wingman.
and
Sorry,
I guess we could. Oh, go ahead.
I didn't understand what Wes said.
Oh, Snaps is going with Dusk to be his wingman for persuasion purposes and guidance purposes if needed.
Okay. And which dockmaster are you seeking? And I'm assuming you're just gonna head there right after your uh, chit chats and enjoyment in the gallery. So which one?
I don't know that
What's
we
that?
need a fancy boat, and I assume the northern side is probably fancy as opposed to the more
Whichever. I
Well,
guess we.
southeastern
Uh,
side.
the fancy boats, you are correct, would be on the Cerulean View docks. The largest boats have to go to the Cerulean View docks because the regular shipping dock in the more industrial part of town isn't big enough for the biggest of ships.
and Dusk is trying to. Dusk would think that if this is something that's going out to those islands, that it's probably a nicer boat. So he would probably think like we should probably go to the nicer dock. I suppose those folks out there probably have nicer boats. They can afford whatever fees there are on the nice side of town.
Magic-y rich people.
Yeah, right. And so let's mosey on over there and see what we can see for passage.
I am going to assume that Andrew Aste would stick with Dusk for this part of the day. What's Foggy and Maiev going to do? Are they going to just follow along? Everybody go together? Debbie?
Yeah, I can follow along.
Find some trouble.
Maiev?
I've gone and walked in the mud. I went for a dip. I went back in, shook off.
She's the most productive person in our party.
Yep. Had a disco party in the gallery.
Did have
She's
a
knocking
disco party
tasks
in the
off.
gallery. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna stick with the group.
All right. Then I'm going to assume Foggy does the same since everybody's together.
Sorry, when I
Yes,
said it
you
out
did
loud, my
himself.
mic was off, and then when I got my mic unmuted, other people were talking.
Maev's Chaos checklist written in crayon. Okay. So
Yes.
you make your way over to the Cerulean dock. And you find a little shed or shack or office building right at the point before the dock is over the water. So it's like right there at the rock edge, on stilts on one side, on land on the other, kind of thing. You see there's, as you enter the structure, there's like a bar. Like when you go to the bar, there's a counter surface chest high with no stools. And there's a dude sitting at a desk just beyond that surface. And there's 2 or 3 guys sort of milling about on the far end of the bar, seem to be waiting for something.
They're at the far end of the bar waiting for something.
Yeah. There's a couple of guys over there, and then there's one sitting at the desk.
Okay.
He's rather engrossed in a piece of paper on his desk.
Okay. Dusk will step up and just kind of look at the fellows at the other end and be, "You in line?"
Oh, pardon me, sir. I am terribly sorry. No, you go right ahead. We're just waiting for our pay. It's fine. You go right ahead, sir.
Oh,
You
right.
go right
Well,
ahead. And you could tell these guys work, but they're in rather clean uniform outfits. Like the two of them kind of match. One of them's got an apron on, and the other one's got I don't know what the other one's got. I guess just a fancy looking vest.
right. All right. Well,
And
thank you kindly.
with that bit of conversation, the guy at the desk looks up. Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. All of you. Well, there's quite a little crowd in here. Sorry, boys. I'll be with you in just a moment. Just a little more
Mm-hmm.
math. We'll get it. We'll get it fixed. And he gets up from his desk and comes around and he says, "Good afternoon. I'm sorry for the delay. I'm Simon. How can I be of service? I don't recognize you, so you're not on the rolls. Are you looking for work?
Oh, oh no, no, not right now. Not right now. We're uh doing okay enough in our normal line of work. Maybe you've heard of us. And he's gonna lean into his like folk for the first time. His background of folk hero.
Okay.
He's
Yay.
gonna just kind of lean into that like a little bit. It's like, oh, perhaps you heard of us. Fate, Wonders of Fate. Maybe we've done a few things here and there around town and other places around the trade road. No,
Heard, sorry, sir. Heard of who exactly? Who am
Wanderers of
I?
Fate, Face Wanderers.
Huh. I mean, it's a good name, but I, I confess I haven't heard it. But that doesn't mean you're not glorious in your. Uh, great. So how can I be of assistance, sir?
Oh, sorry, and my name is Dusk. And my friends here and I are looking to charter passage to. I believe we're going to the Vinegal Islands. To the we're going to the Worth Earl Academy. Yes, is that where we're going?
Yes.
uh,
Clear.
okay. Well, Gabruth is on the pleasure cruise. I mean, there's room. Let me look. Hold on. And he goes and he grabs a ledger and he flips to the next page and scrolls down. He says, "Look, I got room for 7. I got room for 7 more tomorrow."
Oh, all right. And he does a little counting. I was like, I think we fit the bill.
It's 25 gold pieces per.
All right. And Dusk will fumble with his coin purse.
So you don't
25.
give group discounts?
Well, no. Okay, forgive me. The little one there is kind of cute and sparkly and clean and uh is it true, Nebby, that you look a little bit like a noble? Like you're all fancy dress?
I
She's
would say
tired, I think.
probably not, considering
No?
the patchwork cloak I am wearing.
Oh, okay. So nobody is really dressed as a noble.
Probably not.
Okay.
Not Nebby.
So y'all gotta forgive me. We don't normally get groups like yourselves here. Um, if you're looking for a discount, maybe you're looking for a different mode of transportation. You could try the docks on the other end of town if
No,
you'd
I
like.
I mean, do they have chartered passages out to the Vinegal Islands as well?
Well, no, sir, they don't do any kind of charter work, but folks can sometimes hitch a ride if they've got,
Hitch ride.
I and this is and he's leaning closer and talking quieter as the conversation progresses. It's just that they deliver supplies and whatnot to the islands, and so they have ships that go out there. I can't tell you when they go or anything, but you could probably hitch a ride a little bit cheaper than 25 gold pieces. But you also might need to have a dinghy or a skiff to be lowered and row yourself to shore.
But
But of
if
course,
we
I would, I would recommend that you take the pleasure cruise, sir, as he stands up and looks over at the other guys to make sure that was heard.
yeah, right, right. I'm sure it's much more comfortable. The amenities, I mean, does this 25 gold include any you know,
Oh yes, full
onboard
plate.
service?
Yes, sir. Of course, yes. There's full plate service dinner. There is an hors d'oeuvre service for lunch. And sunset is beautiful.
Indeed. All right. And how long does the voyage take to get to those islands?
Well, you'd be getting off at the first stop. Um, I'm looking. I'm looking.
So we won't
Nah,
even
nah,
use the
nah.
whole 25.
I can't help you there, ma'am. Um, Dock manager, 30 minutes of rowing if you do the thing. I had it somewhere about how long it takes. Hold on. Common travel times. Here we go. Close. Open. Ibrook. Leaving Salt End via boat to Vinicle is 8 hours by ship.
Where does the rest of the pleasure cruise go?
Just around stopping at the other islands for nice touristy view, and then we just bring them back here. The it's generally we leave at noon and we're back here by 8 p.m. No, I guess we would be back here by 10 p.m. because of the having to go all the way around all the other islands. So noon to 10 p.m. But even you guys would be getting off after 8 hours.
All right. Um, I mean, I think that seems all reasonable. Even it's. I understand you're trying to. It's hard work running a ship, all that stuff. So I'm sure it's well worth the money.
Okay,
Hard work,
so
working sailors and whatnot. So I think 25 per is probably reasonable. Uh,
wait. So tell me, Snaps has been poking and prodding for discounts. I need to know if she was. I know she cast guidance on you, so I need to know which one of you is gonna roll the persuasion check.
oh, I missed the
Uh,
guidance casting. So sorry.
Yeah, it was just
I,
written
I just
down
put
in
it in the
the
chat.
chat. Yeah,
Whoop. That's why.
It's like a minute concentration until it's used.
yeah.
So she had cast it on Dusk.
So the question is, once that's been cast and you are in there trying to be helpful, who's gonna actually roll a persuasion check?
As
Um,
as as we're talking, can I light up my halo?
It doesn't it just do it automatically sometimes.
I
Yeah,
mean, it
yeah, let it go. It's good.
okay.
so Dusk will kind of he's going to reach into his pocket and he's going to pull out a little trinket of he's carved of the moon maidens, and he's just going to say, "Sir, we're here, very important business. I know you haven't heard of us. I understand, but we have been." Taking it to evildoers up and down the trade road, all over, and defeating all sorts of monsters and beasties and things that would probably make you turn several shades paler. And we do it not asking for recognition or anything like that. Uh, so we're just trying to get to there because we have official business with Worthrail Academy that has some urgency to it. We're not going to take up much of your amenities on the way. We like to keep things you know light. So anything that you could do for us, because we are humble servants of the realm here, would be deeply appreciated.
Advantage for Dusk's speech. Am I rolling?
Yeah, add to whatever Dusk just said and roll with advantage and add your guidance that you gave him to your roll since he made the speech.
Okay.
The rustic hospitality is what
Teamwork.
we're looking for.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. Let's go.
Okay.
And you'd have the favor of the
That
moon maiden.
is
You can't really knock that at all.
17 plus 1 on the guidance plus 7 persuasion because Snaps is a little charismatic. And that's a 25.
Right. So Dusk says all of that beautiful speech, and Snap says,
what he said.
Wait, uh, surely you've heard of the dragon trouble that we resolved in Dybrook, and we truly just need we just need a ride to the academy. That's all. We don't want to be in anyone's way. And there's a little bit of a halo shine.
So you could see as when the halo went up while Dusk was talking, you could see he noticed it, and so his eyes are darting from Dusk to it while Dusk was talking, and he's sort of standing up a little bit straighter, and steps a little closer to the counter, puts both palms down on the counter gently, leans forward a bit. How about those of you who are clerics travel for free?
Oh,
And he's like leaning so the men and turning his head a bit so the guys on the other end can't hear him. If we just have the clerics travel for free,
oh,
would
well,
that be
that would be.
sufficient? Yes, great.
I
Okay,
think that could be an in-kind contribution to our godly work. Yes.
that's lovely. And he's nods at the halo and nods at the halo and nods at the halo while whoever is counting coins.
We have
And
a
he's just
group
yes.
fund. I forget.
Yeah, we do have a group fund, so
I
there
am
are
truly
6 of
so
us and
little.
2
I
are
don't
writing for.
feel as if I need to. I take up no space. And I'll go and nestle in between the antlers.
It's true.
You have such interesting feathered decor on your hat, sir.
Yes, yes, I do.
Yes, yes, you do. I've never seen a hat that talks. That's amazing.
Uh, well, when you hang out with us, all sorts of things talk that normally don't.
That's just amazing. Okay, somebody do the math. 25 gold pieces each minus the 25 gold pieces for Dusk, and switch slaps, snaps, and Nebby. My God, I'm losing my mind today. So there we go.
Uh,
So it's total
we do
75
have a
gold
group
75
pieces.
fund,
total.
Yeah.
so I will
So
pull it
who's
from there.
pulled from the group fund? That's great. And he just continues to lean and twist. So he's got now an elbow on the counter between those guys and the gold passing hands. Oh, this is lovely. There's 150. Great. Okay, 150. You got it. So, all right. So you'll be here at noon tomorrow. Don't be late now. That boat does not wait.
You got it.
And then he said, I need to put names on the roll. And so he pulls the book back out and he says, what was that? Wanderers, you say?
Fate's Wanderers.
8 wanderers plus 6, 7, 6.
6. There are 6 of us.
So he puts a 6. Great. That's taken care of. They'll be waiting for you at Dock 2 at noon. Well, they won't wait, but Dock 2. So the second up this way on the right at noon tomorrow. You can't miss it. It'll be the only boat departing at noon.
And
It's
Snaps is
it's been
gonna drop the halo and beat a
such a
hasty retreat.
such a pleasure to meet your famous selves, and he nods again until the halo's gone. It's been an amazing experience. Thank you so much. I
Pleasure
need to
doing this.
do some math. Pardon me, I have math to do. And he goes back to his desk and starts scribbling math. That worked out quite nicely.
Well,
Oh, what time of day is it?
I think we determined at the end of the last session that you had traveled 4 hours to get to Salt End from where you camped. And then you spent maybe an hour dicking around at the gallery. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1 or 2 in the afternoon. Wow, I said what
Hear
time
my
it is
cat
and boom,
screaming.
silence.
I think that I think I don't think Dusk has any business other than just getting lodging for the night, which, considering we have to be somewhere at a specific time, he's inclined to go to the nice place, even if it means surrendering Lightbringer and his flame sword and all that jazz.
Oh,
I
we're
mean,
going
I
to the
don't mind
fancy place again.
woods.
I mean, we could also camp out in the dome if we really want, but
What did
And Snaps is gonna get close just in case there are any passersby and just remind I- um, considering that abyssal bubble situation, I think it might be better, safer if we are maybe slightly outside of town in the woods.
yeah, I suppose wouldn't want an abyssal bubble harshing their hoity-toity vibes in that place of rest. So yeah, we could
Or to
probably camp
happen
in the
while we don't
hills.
have our weapons.
Yeah, that's probably a bad idea. I agree. So maybe we'll camp in the them dar hills over there. He points kind of past Salt End up into the hills and behind the town, up in that area where it's more open.
We could go out there. Another option is last time we were here and I went into I want to say it's called the Tattered Sail, or I might be wrong on the name, but it's the place on the other side of town. They said that there's an area in the woods on that side where folks can camp and they have people patrol. Granted, that still brings up the rubble of civilians being around if something happens.
Right. Yeah, I think if we're trying to keep everyone clear of any potential harm, we're probably better off being off on our lonesome just to be safe. So probably kind of up the road, maybe from where in these woods here, right over here, behind the
View.
establishment that we normally would stay at. Name is escaping me, but yeah, the hills, the
cerulean view.
forest, the cerulean view. Yeah, maybe behind the cerulean view or off to the side. I mean, this area, the bubble thing won't take up a huge area, and they're going to be focused on us more than likely. So maybe, I hope.
Is there anything that anyone else needs in town, or do we want to grab dinner at the fancy place or at the other end of town?
Oh no, unless we want to
We've
catch
still
some
got
a
the
bite to eat.
afternoon.
Yeah, we can catch a bite to eat, and then we'll set up camp after dinner. In the meantime, I don't know. Let's go see what's the any rumors and what the word is on the what's coming in from afar. Maybe there's some sailors bringing news from elsewhere.
Ooh.
Be worth finding out what's happening around. You never know.
Ding.
So yeah,
So where are we going?
I well, I think Dusk is interested in just going to visit the watering hole on the other side of town and just seeing what the sailors are saying about news around and what where they're coming from and what's going on out there in the world.
To the Dock Tavern.
Snaps is gonna sidle up to Maiev and look at Nebby. Hey Maiev,
Yeah, well, yeah.
you say we get what do you say we get Nebby some fancy pants?
Yes.
Man.
Let's go. And I literally, I'm gonna grab Snaps by the arm and just start tearing through town trying to find somewhere to get fancy pants.
Well,
Fancy pants.
you've been to this town, and I believe you were able to acquire some fancy pants at a shop called Elegant Protection or Defending Your Style.
Your style sounds very familiar.
So if you head back to Defending Your Style, you will find a generic NPC clerk uh, walking around dusting off long swords and quarterstaffs and rearranging a sling on a countertop to make it look as beautiful as possible. There's a very elegant looking longbow with beautiful carvings in it hanging on the wall. And there's a rack of quite beautiful common clothes that you can purchase for 15% more than D&D Beyond says common clothes cost. Or traveling clothes, I think they're called.
I think the name is familiar because we stopped here last time, but I this doesn't seem like where Maya got the fancy noble clothes for us all.
I can't recall if we role played or we just decided she found them.
We decided she found them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find where I wrote down what everything looked like. 'Cause all I really remember is the role play of the hugs and making sure to remember how
Grab everyone's
the
butt.
size of her, yeah, to grab everyone's butt. I wrote it down
Have
somewhere.
them.
So y'all drag Nebby into a
Have an
shop,
item.
whatever shop.
Yeah.
Light in my room is really shitty. Because the light above me went.
So are we doing that? What are we doing? We're just gonna decide you found it?
Uh,
I think my brain has like frozen. I'm not sure if I can wear pants.
We'll find you something like a
Because it's
fancy
gonna
cloak
bother my.
or
I can't give up my cloak.
some nice new traveling clothes that aren't patched.
But they're special patched. For example, you see this one? This one here? Hold on. Please hold as I go somewhere else in my flipping inventory.
Mhm.
Sorry. Please hold. You see this one? And it's one that looks like gems. And I rip it off and I hand her 10 gems worth 100 gold pieces each.
What?
Snaps, who was walking, just stops and her jaw drops.
So here my I can't give up my patches. They're my patches.
Uh,
So I don't know if you want to
Yeah.
randomly assign 10 different gems, but each one's worth 100 gold each. I don't know how you want me to figure that out. But I figured that one was better than
So-
the riding horse with saddlebags. Um,
So whoever's adding the gems to their inventory, you can just add a generic gem, quantity
Mhm.
10, 100 gold piece value,
there you go.
and it'll, do the thing. Or you can just head over to that jewelry shop over there and sell them, and put gold in Nebby's pocket, whatever makes you all happy.
It's just made a withdraw draw from the bank.
Just 1,000. Whatever. Like
I don't know if you're recording the chat, Gregory, but it's pretty good.
Um, okay.
all right.
Well, maybe not smoke then. Maybe
no, I
just
can't give up my
a
cloak.
nice, pretty, maybe just a nice, pretty robe for special occasions. It's nice to feel pretty sometimes.
Okay.
Everybody else just got pants. And I don't know if any of you have ever seen what an owl looks like if you get it wet or lift its feathers up. They have very long legs. Very, very long legs.
They also have cylindrical eyeballs. They're not eyeballs, they're tubes.
Well, I guess getting it wet doesn't really
can see
show
the-
how long those legs are.
Hold on.
It's funny, the picture that you uploaded is slowly getting brighter and brighter and brighter on my screen. Weird, weird, weird thing. There, see? Long legs.
She's leggings.
There you go. There's a picture.
That's the one I was looking for.
Dang.
Oh, we could get her some pants if you want some pants. They would be hidden by her feathers, but they would be there, and you would know they were there.
Well, it's
Go get you some pants. Or robe. Just something fancy. We got some time to kill anyway.
Well, regardless of what you find and purchase, I'm gonna say that it is. What do I search for on D&D Beyond to
Whatever.
get that equipment?
Noble clothes or something. Fancy clothes. I don't know.
There's fine clothes.
Oh yeah, D&D Beyond's
Fine
having a
clothes,
really
that's the
bad
word.
day. Fine clothes. That sounds good. How much is that?
15 gold
Uh,
pieces.
Yep.
Plus
So it
15%.
would be, yeah, so it would be 17.25 gold pieces, whatever that turns
Handle,
out
handle a
to.
couple of
2
those
gold and 2
gems.
silver.
And yeah, wherever you go, they would be happy to take gems in exchange instead of money because they got fancy shit.
Naps will hand over a couple gems.
And did you put Nebby's gems in your inventory?
I mean, they were.
She
She
did. She
handed them
handed
to
them
me.
to
They
you.
were in my
Yeah.
hands.
Great. Okay, just making sure somebody did it. Tools, game rules, equipment. I finally figured out where to go, but it won't load. D&D Beyond's having a very bad day. Thank you for figuring that out for us, Will. I'll say that the generic NPC behind the counter has a little trouble trying not to grope the towel while figuring out just how long the pants need to be, and then offers you that she will alter this pair to that size within the hour if you wish, or there's this elegant robe that has slits in the back that she could put her wings through if she would like to do that.
Mm. I think the robe would be more comfortable.
Okay. And it is up to Maiev, sorry, to describe the robe that has been acquired. I think last time it took her 24 hours to do it. But a robe has been acquired, and Ashley will, within the next day or so, post in the Discord what it looks like. Robe acquired, 17 gold. What's next? That would have taken, an hour, hour and a half at the most.
We ditched the boys, so whatever they're doing.
Shots, shots, shots.
Okay, boozing it up is great. You were going to go to the dock end of town for the boozing, I assume.
For carousing, you might say.
Yeah. So where would I have information on that end of town? I don't know. That was a long time ago. I know it wasn't really, but it was. Literally, my source information for the town of Salt End Landing doesn't have the talk with Amy Muriel's husband or that student's husband in the bar. I don't know. I've lost the documents, maybe. I know I've had a couple of instances of overwriting material. So it's up to you guys how you want to continue. Do we just zip, zop, zap? Everybody's drunk and go to bed?
Is there
No,
any
particular to do.
Yeah, like I said, there's nothing noteworthy of just rumors or news. Yeah, Dusk would just spend time talking to people and saying, "Hey, have you heard of those Fates Wanderers?" Not to brag.
So if you go to the southern end of town and say or ask about that, there is going to be a baker with his wife in the bar who pipes up. They're the ones that helped the kids at the school.
And Dusk will nod his head and smile and say, "That's right, they did. I mean, we did. We're back."
And you're welcome here, and he will buy you a round.
No, no, no.
And the
I'll buy the round. I'll buy the round. Drinks on everybody. Blessings of Saluna on you all.
great. Let's go with
Name me a price.
how many silver pieces are in a gold piece?
10.
10 silver pieces makes one gold piece.
I believe so.
25 gold pieces. 25 gold. No, that can't be right. 25 times No. Clear. 25 divided by 10 is 2.5 gold pieces. You'll put a drink in front of every head in the bar.
I'll just pay in silver. So, because I have a lot of silver. Uh,
So 25
so
silver would cover
25
everybody
silver.
in the bar. Yeah.
Really, 25 silver. Huh. Oh shoot! I just realized I overwrote the wrong number.
Oh no.
Okay, good. Huh. Whew. I'm good. Covered. Removing. Okay. Yeah. Blessings of Seluna.
And
On
there's
yeah.
big shouts and cheers from all the dock workers and patrons of the bar, and somebody tries to scoop Nebby up and put her on their shoulder. Somebody else tries to pick up Maev and goes, "Ah," gives her a hug instead.
Just like it's like the moon maiden smiles on ye all that who are traveling the roads, sailing the seas, just trying to make ends meet.
One of the dock workers shouts, "I don't know who wanderers, fates want. I don't know who they are, but I will try real hard to remember the name and share it in every tavern in my travels."
Darn right you will.
Fates wanderers. Did I get it right?
Base wanderers.
Yep. I'll tell everybody I meet.
All right.
You will gain a bit of notoriety after today.
That's what's called branding in the markets. Right. Anyways,
Mhm.
so yeah, Dusk is just having fun with this. Just he's like, we're going on a boat. Not really sure how he feels about that. It's been a while since he's been on a boat. Doesn't really remember it. So he's just having kind of a good old time.
And we know that Aste is rather reserved and still learning about the material plane.
Yeah.
So he's going to sip whatever he sips and maybe try something new, and just stand back against the wall and watch the activities ensue and chuckle to himself that these people are strange. They are very, very strange. Poor Snaps. Maybe this body won't get seasick.
Nevertheless, she's having herself a few drinks.
Well, if anybody wants to roll Constitution, it will simply decide whether you vomit or not.
All right. The real important rolls. A constitution check or a saving throw?
Let's go with a saving throw. Why not? I think you guys get a boost on saving throws from your amulet.
Nebby's 19.
Mhm.
She's just housing drinks. um, I got a 14.
Oh my God! Look at Maev. Maev even had a shot of Baldilocks and is doing just fine. Oh, okay. Okay. Dusk is a little bit drunk, and actually, somewhere along the line during the celebrations and everything, y'all see he sneaks out the front door for a minute and then comes back in looking a little flushed.
Nat
Now,
20.
Yeah.
Everybody else is having a grand old time. There's line dancing. It's great. Little karaoke music.
Karaoke.
My
Is
name's
this
gonna.
the real life? Is this just fantasy?
I think at some
Snap's
point
back
I'm
to work
probably
on her
Second.
hand
going
drum.
to try to sing one of the songs that I heard Little Bit sing forever ago
Ah,
and fuck
Forever
it
and
up
ever
horribly.
ago. Yeah.
Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, living on a prayer.
Jesus
Alrighty, I'm
Christ.
gonna shovel us off out of the bar, roll you across the way, stumble across some grass, and find that there's a tent pitched on the edge of the trees there. And you guys decide to nestle into the trees a little further so as you're not too close to that tent. And the dome goes up. What are we doing before sleep?
It takes like 3 tries for Dusk to draw a circle properly.
Inebriated tattooing of selves will happen.
Love that.
Dusk will do
Working on adding an owl somewhere yet?
Yep, pretty sure.
and Dusk will, as things are getting quiet, and he's feeling pretty good. And he's just gonna do the divine intervention to try one more time. See if maybe if he's just chilled out, relaxed, just kind of just opens up himself to the Moon Maiden, just say, "Hey, could you do me a solid?" And he'll do it. And I'm about to roll, and let's go. The numbers are going up. 99, 96, 96.
96.
Damn.
Great.
It's as far from what I need as I
With
need.
yeah, with a 96, I'm thinking you don't even feel her presence in this moment.
It's like,
Like she didn't even notice you were trying.
it's like, did I do it? Did I even cast it? Did I even do the thing? What? Hello? Moon Maiden? Is this thing
Is
on?
this thing on?
Tapping your holy symbol.
Hello? Yoo-hoo. It's your old pal Dusk. Doesn't remember much.
Symbol up to the ear and speaking into Lightbringer.
I just he was using it as a microphone for karaoke earlier, just like even though he doesn't know what a microphone is. A spiky, dangerous microphone. Like, all right. Better luck next time.
Righty. Anybody doing anything else before sleep, or shall we wake up?
Snaps would like to try to scry on the blurry guy. She will bring out
Okay.
her flail because we decided that that is a holy symbol, so it can work as a focus for this. And she's gonna just sort of hold it loosely in her hand and kind of let it swing like a pendulum a little bit. And there's little wisps of smoke that come out of it. And she's gonna cast the spell and look into the smoke for any visions of the blurry man.
The smoke
Da-da-da-da.
swirls around as it would in normal ambient air for a moment, leaving trails from the end of from the openings in the swinging censer, as you would expect smoke, incense to do. But then after a moment, the tendrils of smoke seem to turn back on themselves and snake upward toward the handle and swirl around the chain a little bit in an unusual, unnatural way, and then spread out and shimmer and then disperse. And you feel as you do this, oh, look, there's Aste. as you do this, you feel the energy of the spell going out through your hands into the sensor and coming back up and crashing back into your hands like it's been rebounded in some way. The spell has been used, and you do need to mark it as having been consumed, but somehow, some way, the energy that you put into this scry has somehow bounced back and not gone where you intended it to go, regardless of anything you roll. Because I don't
Can
remember if
I?
there's a roll. Is there a roll
There,
involved
there's
in
a role for
scrying?
the other. There is a role that the person needs to make. It's a wisdom saving throw,
Got it. Got it.
and
So Snaps would assume, if Snaps knows
uh
that they had that the recipient or the scried on person might have the ability to not be seen, that maybe
mhm,
that's what's happened.
okay. She's going to be very frustrated. She's going to be irritated about it.
About all she can
She's
do
going to
about
be
it, huh?
tempted to use her other 5th level spell slot. What?
Well, you are getting ready for bed.
I also don't want to be attacked. She's just going to be irritated about it, and then just huff. And she will do her nighttime prayers to the Veiled One. And when she's done, she will do one more little prayer. She's just going to put the tips of her fingers on the little amulet with the symbol of Lyra, and she will say a little prayer to Lyra to bring Dopo some joy.
In the moment, as you are praying to Lyra, you feel something fluttering in your chest, just like arrhythmia. You're a strange fluttering inside your rib cage, just for a second. And I think you might think you heard just the faintest uh, tinkling laugh in the distance, like somebody heard you, and it made them happy and made them chuckle joyously.
And Snaps will smile. She's getting really frustrated with the instruction from the Veiled One that patience is what sometimes heals things, and she's finding out that she's a little bit more impatient than she realized. She's getting frustrated that she can't help Dusk with his memory, and she couldn't help Dopo much other than just, being there and encouraging the process of mourning. And and then she's frustrated that she can't look at the blurry guy. And she just wants to do something, fix something, and, and just that little tinkle, that little sparkle. She's just gonna smile a little bit, and her shoulders are gonna relax, and she's gonna chill out.
Ta-da! Anything else before bed?
I think Nebby would spend just a little bit of time with the stars in general. Not necessarily anything for me to explicitly state, just going to talk to them, not expecting anything in return. Just
Is the party going to notice that maybe this is something Nebby does sort of ritually every night? She just takes a few minutes
yeah,
to commune with the sky.
yes, it's something that she would be doing just about every night.
And considering Dusk is out there, they're putting out milk and honey for the moon, the two of you probably are running into each other, crossing over each other's rituals. So it's becoming a process of
It's a
the
party.
evening preparations. Yeah, we're getting the dome before the dome is cast, doing the things, getting the things done. Everybody's doing their prayers, their stuff. Mayev's getting out her tattoo stuff. Everybody's getting all ready. And then the dome goes up and everybody piles in. And it is lovely inside the dome as usual. The sky is as clear as the image that somebody posted. And it's a beautiful night. I would like to ask each person who is playing this game with me to please send me a private message with a number from 1 to 10 of how well you think the party resolved the Dopo situation.
The dope situation.
Just a number from 1 to 10. I got 1. Can't figure out which chat to look in. Draco is typing. Burris is not typing. I did not realize this was a difficult question. 7.
I think it's part of it is going back and thinking, how did it go down again? Because we're talking about way back when we.
No, I think she's talking about last session where I went to bed.
Oh, was it last session or like?
The Dopo situation. You revisited Dopo in Losentoft. Snaps went
Yeah.
and talked to him. Snaps was teaching the little girl some of his language before she went to bed.
I literally went to bed.
Because Nebby didn't know nothing about it.
Yeah.
But you witnessed it. You witnessed how they handled the conversations about it in the barn.
So I read about it because I went to bed.
Oh, you personally went to bed, yeah.
Yeah. So I can give you a number based on the recap, but I don't think that's what you want.
Nope, I think that's fine.
Okay.
For the record, I was thinking about the whole Dopo situation from beginning to end. The
Agreed.
initial one and then
Well, and that's why I was asking for
last session.
players, not characters, because Rasa was there for the first experience.
Oh, okay.
That's a whole lot of typing for a number.
He's justifying it because that's him.
Man after my own heart.
I can't
Give
just
numbers.
answer the question. I have to justify. I don't know. Like,
I'm stopping myself from writing a dissertation.
Yep. Okay, I think I'm still missing Sarah, right? West, Gregory, Burris, Will. I'm still missing a number from Sarah.
She's typing.
It's hard because I was asleep last session.
10,
Literally,
10
all
out
that
of 10.
happened was that Snaps went out and talked to him and was hanging out with him and the little girl.
Great. Great. D&D Beyond is locking up again. Sorry, I'm doing math.
Please hold for math.
Old for math. Math
Roll
is not
for-
mathing.
Roll for self-confidence check. I don't know.
What's the modifier on my self-confidence?
Okay, so I would like everyone to add to their experience points when you're ready. It includes Nebby because we are a group that does group things. Are you ready for a number?
Sure.
Add 6,300 experience points.
6,300.
Oh,
Oh shit. Okay.
I don't remember how many XPs you got for the Fomorian situation all told. But I'm putting a little extra weight on Dopo because it was very emotional for everybody. Did I really say those words exactly?
Yes, yes, you did.
Thank
Forever immortalized on the interwebs.
you so much. Yes. I'm so eloquent.
We are.
it is immortalized on the internet.
That puts us all at.
You were saying, West?
I think that puts. No, I think that puts us all at 83,265.
That's where I ended up.
So one more big battle and y'all will be leveling up again already.
Yep. Just under 2K
Try again,
experience,
try
and we
again.
will be there. Oh,
So you're getting big chunks of XP even though I didn't prepare any combat for today. I'm so sorry.
it's
But
okay.
at least you got the XP. So, morning comes. The trees and branches are brushing against the dome as there's pretty heavy wind this morning.
Flying
And
frog.
as the dome falls, the scent of the ocean pours in on you, and the breeze is damp, moist, with wet, salty air. Like maybe there will be some rain today, but you don't know for sure. They're all voting for Krakens. 8-hour tour. You people. I'm not putting Krakens. Okay. I did not prepare any Krakens. I got other plans. Get out the dome. Get your asses somewhere for breakfast. Stick around until lunchtime and get to the dock by noon. Anybody want to RP anything between here and noon at the dock? I'm ready.
Sorry. We're at the dock.
We're just going to skip on forward to Simon is at his desk and he waves you on toward the second dock. There's a big old boat waiting there.
Yep.
With
We
Nebby
yeah.
nestled on Dusk's head.
Yep.
Pretending to be a hat.
Yeah.
Uh yeah, we'll just yeah, walk up to the ship in question, which name is escaping me, but
I didn't actually give you a name. We're going to call it the
Kraken.
Paluthian.
Galoofian?
Paluthian. Paluthian.
So yes, we will just march on over to that Halutian
Like
and
Paul Paluthian.
Paluthian.
Yep, and as you walk up the ramp to get up to the deck, you will find that there is a very smartly dressed deckhand with crisp whites on and a black sash that has the letter P embroidered on it, all fancy ass and shit. And he's standing there looking crispy and elegant with his little clipboard, and he says, "And you are?"
Uh, we're the Fates Wanderers.
Ah, yes, Fates Wanderers. I heard we were having an unusual party on the group. Yes, I see you're missing. I should have 7. I see 6.
Oh, uh, I thought we said 6, but so
Yeah,
I
we said
think
6.
Said yeah. Yeah, I think we said 6 in the moment.
6, 6. Sorry, said 6. I have to count you people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is Oste. Yes. So yes, there's 6, but there are 5 of you and a man with a hat. One of
oh,
them has a big hat.
uh,
Yes.
one
6.
of
There should
our
be 6 of you.
passengers, let's just say, comes and goes in unpredictable ways. So he could be here, so we paid passage just in case. Worst case
Okay.
scenario, you've just made extra money.
He's there. The dude is not recognizing Nebby as anything other than a hat. So you are the wrong number of people because Nebby is a hat.
Right. Okay.
Right. So I just understand that your additional party member, we will not hold the boat.
Sorry,
This way,
testing,
please.
testing, 1, 2, 3.
And he
I don't know.
gestures, and you see a young woman standing about 15 feet away with 3 other young women, like in a line. And he gestures to one of them and says, "Tippy, Tippy, please." And Tippy will come over and give you a little curtsy. And if you'll follow me this way, please, we have lunch this way. And she'll, in her starched white little maid's uniform, teeter and totter her ass over, and you'll go down a set of stairs into one of the below deck dining areas. And it you get to the bottom of the stairs and it opens up and it's like 2/3 of the bowels of this boat is this elegant fancy ass ballroom looking room with parquet fancy flooring and multiple big round tables on one side and a whole bunch of small round tables on the opposite side. You see groups of people clustered at the tables. Many of the seats are filled with people who clearly are on a pleasure cruise in their fancy ass clothes to match the fancy ass boat they're on. And then there are some people at the smaller tables that kind of look a little out of place. They're traveling with small children and not wearing fine traveling clothes. But on the whole, the it's pretty full in here, and you know, it's all the chairs, almost all the chairs are probably going to be filled at by the time the boat departs. And at one end, there's a big table with all the hors d'oeuvres you can imagine of every shade and color and smell. And
Oh.
it's a fancy ass boat, and Tippy will continue to check on you repeatedly, maybe a little too often, to make sure that you have absolutely everything you desire that we can provide.
Well, so we're on a boat. How's everyone feeling about this?
Eh,
I am not puking.
You all
not
right
Yeah,
up
if
there?
anybody else want to roll a con save to see if they get seasick?
I got a dirty 20.
Do I roll 2? I'm kidding.
An 11.
Nebby has an 11.
But I can just fly. Well, no,
Yeah.
because
I'm
I'm
gonna
hot.
say, yeah, Nebby would have advantage because she could just, flap her wings and settle out in the
12.
sky and then come back down.
12.
Okay, you're having a real hard time managing that.
Just
You
17.
might
maybe
be
it's dark.
under those feathers. Under those feathers, a little green is happening, but I'm gonna say she doesn't puke. No owl
I think,
pellets today.
despite the fact that Dusk has a dirty 20 con, I think he's weaving hard.
Whoa, don't have me sea legs right yet. I'm not used to walking on a big boat. It's weird. It's like the ground is shaking, shifting underneath you, rocking to and fro.
Well, the food is scrumptious, as lovely as it was when you ate inside the Cerulean View. And there's a whole bunch of stuff you've never seen before. Like you don't even recognize. There's a mush served on top of what looks like a seashell that you can't eat. Like you're supposed to use the seashell like a spoon. And the mush is like the brightest color of blue you have ever seen. And it smells a little bit like the ocean. And then there's, one end is uh, stuff like that, and the other end is recognizable pastries and cakes and pies. But many of the pies seem to have fruit in them that is unfamiliar to you. The smells are different, the colors are different. Like everything on this table came from somewhere else. And I'm going to say that Aste would find that one of the pies has fruit that only Aste would recognize.
Mm.
And he
Is it
would
those
make it,
Zorka berries again?
yeah, he or something like it. Yeah, and he would be very excited to share something from his home, and be surprised again that it is here. I don't think it's actually Zorka berries though, because they had a benefit to them, and I don't remember what it is, so we're not going to do that. But some kind of fruit
Other astral fruit.
or yeah, some other astral fruit in a pie situation. And he might even be surprised that somebody put it in a pie. Like that's weird, but also tasty. Something he'd never considered doing. Starched tablecloths, anybody spills anything, Tippy is instantly there, swapping stuff out, just magically rolling up that dirty tablecloth and covering it with a whole new tablecloth and lifting your plates and glasses, and it's like a dance. She and somebody else together, just whoof, moving everything around, and all of a sudden you have a clean tablecloth again. Not quite like that. A little more like, have you seen a bed change for a coma patient? A little more like that, but elegant. So, and once the meal is concluded, or at least people have stopped eating food, they do mill about and interact with one another. Um, there's a few conversations between the traveling closed type people and the fancy dress type people. The children between the two groups seem drawn to one another to play and entertain themselves while their parents are, boozing it up at noon. And it's all very light and lovely, and it's a lovely ride, and it's going to be 8 hours. So some number of hours later, there will be a dinner service where they bring dinner on individual plates, and you have to choose between the sea and the land, and you're served either steak or lobster. But it's very ballroomy, so it's everybody's getting the same A or B kind of food, but it's fancy ass A or B food.
Dusk doesn't know what to do. he's super out of his element.
I don't know that any of you would be truly comfortable uh, grouping yourselves with the fancy dress folks. So you might have been drawn to a table near the folks in regular traveling clothes.
Yeah, I think
Definitely be
Dusk
nosy.
Dusk would probably try and introduce himself and just strike up conversation with people who are closer to his vibe.
I'm
Just
gonna tell
like,
you that there
oh,
is
blessings of
a mother.
Saludan.
Yeah. Oh, it's very nice to meet you, sir. I'm Patrick. This is my wife, Deborah, and this is our lovely daughter, Joanne. Say hello, Joanne. Joanne is about 7. Joanne has a mop of red curls that sometime earlier today were in a bun on top of her head, but now are sort of tangled in a ball dangling at her neck, swinging as she moves. And curls have escaped, and she's looking a little worse for wear. And she's very excited. Daddy, 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 look, he has horns. Daddy, look, look, he has horns. Daddy, daddy, look, he has horns. And Patrick is like,
Antlers.
yes, dear. He's very handsome furbolg, very handsome furbolg, very very majestic, very
Oh, you're gonna make
majestic,
me blush.
majestic. It's majestic. And he's trying to get his daughter to understand that she needs to be respectful and polite and not point out people's physical appearance.
No,
And
no harm.
thank you
No,
for your
no
patience and
offense there.
understanding, sir. She's young. She's young. We don't travel much. This is our first time to the academy, and she's going for her assessment, and we're all a little nervous, but we were invited, and so we decided to come and try and see. Have you been to the academy before? Which one of you is a
I
student? Are you all
no,
students?
no students here. Though I am acquainted with Mr. Worth Earl, one of the Worth Earls, we'll
You're
say.
acquainted with the dean?
Yes, I am.
Oh
I
my
am
goodness. Oh my goodness.
had
Janet,
a business dealing with him.
these people know the dean. And the little girl says, "Who's dean, Daddy?"
He's just Dustin's gonna chuckle and he's gonna reach for like one of the uncarved pieces of wood that he's got. Like he's like, what do you what kind of animal do you like?
Oh, yes, I like bunny rabbits and foxes and squirrels.
Hmm. I bet I
Do
could
you
make a
like them?
nice.
Bunny rabbits hop. They hop
They
very
do.
fast. They do. And sometimes they
Like
hop and then they twist while they're in the air and then they land and it looks kind of like magic, but it's not magic. They're just jumping.
they're really strong for their size.
Yeah.
I could probably make a bunny rabbit out of this. It's like by by the time we depart at our first port of call, I'll see what I can do for you. I'll get you a little thing. You're a mighty charming young lady. And what you say
Wizard.
assessment? Unfortunately, I don't
I'm
really
gonna be a wizard.
a wizard.
I'm gonna
Wow.
learn and become a wizard.
That's incredible. I don't know any wizards, really. Well, actually, I do. Hey, well,
Just
I
one
mean,
at our table.
he thinks about it and he's like, do I, oh boy. Well, I know a wizard. He's sitting over that table over there. If you'd like to ask him questions, he's very smart.
Okay, can I go, Dad, please? And she toddles off, and there will be a private conversation between Aste and a 7-year-old mundane girl who has had no training yet.
Dusk will just sort of be like, you were actually invited, huh? To bring your daughter there for assessment to see if she's got what it takes.
Well, she's shown a little bit of what did they say? There was a word that they used that said she was predisposed, I think was the word. But she's shown a little bit of aptitude. And so when they came through town and talked to people, and there were interviews, and she was interviewed, and she showed aptitude, and so they offered a bit of a scholarship if she chooses to attend, and obviously we want to give her every opportunity she might have, and so we. Scholarships are important, but they said that if she takes up study there that we would be able to pay over time for any part that isn't covered by the scholarship, so that's good. And we just want her to have every opportunity. And the wife is just sitting there politely subservient to her husband. She doesn't really have a lot to say because I can't come up with what she might say.
Right.
So but yeah, they
Good.
are someone came to their little town, and it wasn't the dean, it was some other guy, but they mentioned Dean Ward Hurl would have to uh, give her an assessment to determine if she's eligible to attend. But if she is, there will be a substantial scholarship for her.
All right. Well, when if you, I mean, I don't know if I'm actually going to see Mr. Worthurl before he has a chance to evaluate your daughter, but just tell him that old Dusk says hi. And I don't know if that'll help, but it doesn't hurt.
I'm sorry, did you say old Dusk, sir?
No, old Dusk. I mean, I'm not old, not really, at least. But Dusk Hearthfire. I don't think I introduced myself. Where are my manners? Cleric.
Hearthfire. Mr. Hearthfire, honey, please remember the name Mr. Hearthfire. It
Hearthfire.
might help.
Oh yes, Mr. Worthurl knows my name well. Believe
Okay,
me,
and
he knows it.
can I say with honesty that you thought my daughter was impressive?
She's well. I didn't see her try to do any magic, but she's very charming, very
And
smart.
he calls her back over. Come, 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 come. Show the man. Show the man. And she does this. She grabs a little something out of a pouch, and she does this little gesture, and she says something, and there's just the tiniest spark of light that then quickly disappears.
Ah, you're trying to do. Are you trying to make something light up, eh?
Yeah, she was trying to do any spell that would make fire or light happen because I don't have the
Gotcha.
wizard spell up and I can't get D&D Beyond to cooperate.
Dusk
So
will sort of
there's got to be like a cantrip for light, right? Do
right.
wizards have a
There's
cantrip that's just light? Light.
and
Yeah.
once I can look at my character sheet, I will check because I think I have that as well.
I don't
Um,
have it, but I know it's a thing. Yes, light cantrip.
yes. So
Wizards do
When I
it.
Dusk.
touch one object no longer than 10 feet.
So
Okay,
Dusk
so she pulls a
will.
little stick out of her pocket and it lights for just a split second and then it goes out and she says, I'm trying. I'm trying. I think maybe that part when I did like this, I need a little more practice with this part like this. And she keeps gesturing in one of the hand movements that was involved in casting this spell.
And Dusk will kind of sit down on the ground and say, may I see your stick?"
You want my stick? Okay, here you go. And she
I'll
holds
borrow
out
it. I'll
this.
give it back.
It's just a little twig, like the kind of stick a kid pretending to be a wizard with a magic wand would have picked out of a bush.
And Dusk will kind of hold it open in his palm and say, "Now I don't know any wizardry per se. I'm not a wizard. I'm not magic is not something that I study, but by the grace of the Moon Maiden and her power that she's given to me, I can do the occasional thing like this." And he just sort of clasps his hands together, casts light, and the streams of light coming through his fingers and everything. And he unclasps his hand and he holds it up and kind of offers her back the twig.
Like that, Daddy. See, that's what I'm going to learn to do. You didn't have to make circles and triangles
Ah,
and
no,
stuff.
no, no, no. I, well, I don't study magic to become good at it. I just believe really, really much in the Moon Maiden, and she likes me enough to share her power with me. And I don't need quite the same things you need to do some magic.
And she leans over to her dad and says, that's like the Lathander thing, right? Lathander people? And Dad says, yes, yes, like the clerics. Yes, yes, dear. And she's getting it. She's getting it. It's a God thing.
Right.
But yeah, yeah, great. And so she takes her stick back and says, how long's it gonna glow? It's still glowing.
Oh,
1 hour.
about 1 hour.
Wow. I can't wait till I can do that. It's that thing. And she puts her hand up and makes this gesture again. I just can't get that thing right, but they're gonna teach me. Daddy says if I impressive, if I impressive if am impressive, they will teach me more. I'm very excited. Can
As
I
you
go
should.
play with the other kids now? And Dad, yes, dear, go play. We really appreciate your time and attention, sir. I don't want to keep you from your friends and family, but it's dusk hearthfire. We will remember and recall your name to Dean Warthurl, and in hopes that maybe it'll help us get secure that spot for her, because I really do think this is her lot in life. I believe it with all of my soul that this is where my daughter belongs.
And he'll just sort of clasp his shoulder and just be like, sometimes believing is all you really need to do. That in and of itself carries a lot of weight and power in the world.
Thank you, sir.
So I wish the best for you and your family, and safe travels. And I hope Mr. Worthhurl sees something in her. And like I said, if my name offers a little bit of weight, I believe she should have a chance.
Thank you, sir. So
You're
they're
welcome.
very,
And
very, very pleased and excited that they're, and they start talking amongst themselves as soon as you walk away. And you overhear the wife is like, I can't believe this is happening. This is exactly what we needed. Just a little something extra, a little extra finger on the scale, it's going to be great.
then Dusk will just smile and walk away, and just not realizing he's meddling in, what's it called?
Taking part in changing the shape of this little girl's life.
Admissions. He's messing with the admissions of Werther Academy, and he kind of gets tickled about that idea. He's like, "Gotta keep you on your toes, Werther. Gotta keep you on your toes." It's like, I have friends everywhere, Werther.
Great. All righty. So that was fun. And then dinner is served, lobster, steak, whatever. Maiev might realize that the giant bugs that were the size of her foot in the water when you arrived in Salton Landing and she went for a stroll are now now on some of the plates. If Maev hasn't fallen asleep during dinner. Oh no. Burris? 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 Oh no.
Shall I sprint downstairs and attempt a nudge?
Yes, please.
As my body gets pissy. Okay, be right back.
I wondered because I was sure Maev would have said something during the exchange with the little girl.
Yeah. We should have checked in on her before or during that whole thing. I don't hear Loki barking. Gregory just went down there. I would expect Loki to bark.
Everybody's tired.
Hey,
Oh, I hear something.
Howdy. Your attention is being requested.
Hey, Bert.
You fell ever so slightly asleep.
What was the last thing you
Yes,
remember? Were you
You
shopping for
fell
pants
ever
or
so
did you
slightly
make it
asleep.
onto the boat? The question is, how much of the D&D did you miss?
What are you asking?
Are you waking up enough to play D&D with us?
Probably not.
Okay. Well, then why don't we shut down your computer, you go to sleep, and we will, you can catch up by watching the video. We'll just have both Maev and Aste be in the background, not very active in conversations right now.
Okay.
Two of them are
Oh,
getting up to some mischief on the boat.
yeah, that's it. The two of them, after Aste and she together had a private conversation with the little girl, the two of them head up on deck, and they're going to talk about magic up there. So we'll leave them to their own private conversation up there on the deck. Now we're waiting for Gregory to get back to his space and Ashley's computer to be turned off. If she's going to turn it off or if she's actually already back asleep.
Yeah. And I am back at my desk.
I think she fell back to sleep before she even shut off her computer. So
I
we're just
will
going to keep
throw
going.
Loki at her at some point. It'll be fine.
All right. We're just going to keep going. And Gregory, for your edification, we've decided that Maev did somehow get involved in that conversation in the
Makes
mom
sense.
way and was probably very supportive of the family who was clearly only looking out for what's best for their daughter and not pushing her in any direction she didn't want to go. And the little girl went to go talk to Aste, and Maev went with her, and that conversation happened over there. And then Aste and Maev went up on deck by themselves to have more magic conversation up
Makes
there,
sense.
far away from everybody else. And the
There's
cruise
some form of
continues.
off-screen chaos happening.
Yeah, they'll do something stupid up there. We'll find out later. So,
Hee hee.
the boat ride progresses. And sunset is, in fact, as beautiful as you were told it would be. It did not rain, although it was quite windy for a while there. And they usher you all out onto the deck to witness the beautiful sunset with champagne in hand. and it's all quite lovely and beautiful and totally worth your 25 gold pieces per person. At the end of 8 hours, the boat will arrive at the Vinegal Islands. I do not have a map for the Vinegal Islands and the city of Gabruth, but Will and I have talked about it, and just as a matter of he enjoys making them, and some of us enjoy having them, he will eventually make a map.
Okay. Thank you, Will.
Um,
I like maps.
yep. As you arrive in Gabruth, you find a very small, uh, I guess you could call it a settlement, but it's truly a place of education. But there's very little else around it. The island is relatively undeveloped outside of the meticulously maintained grounds of the academy uh, and guild. So there's a great big tower in the middle and several adjacent or nearby structures. There's a secondary tower that's not quite as tall as the main tower. It does have an adjoining bridge between the third floor of the shorter tower and the third floor of the taller tower. Um, and it's like I said, it's meticulously maintained. There's beautiful gardens. The paths are exquisitely done. It's all very nice. Um, and the dock employees, the boat people, escort you up off the and across down the plank and onto the docks, and we'll be departing in 45 minutes. If you intend to continue back to Salt End Landing, please be here within that time. Enjoy your visit to the Vinegal Islands. And they leave you to your business. That lovely couple with their daughter and several other families have disembarked, and many of them are filtering directly into that main big tower. Just making their way there, stopping to smell the roses along the way and oohing and awing at the beauty and majesty of the place. But some of them are just making their single adults in fancy robes like Aste just march straight from the boat into that tower. And if you dawdle at all outside to check out the place, you'll see that the ones that march straight on in march straight back out and head to one of the ancillary buildings. Like they belong here. They know where they're going. They know what they're doing. They're checking in and going to do their business. The people with small children, some of them are crying, standing at the docks, with the older teenage boy is trying to tell his mom not to cry. It's embarrassing. It's only going to be 5, 10 days, and I'll be home. You got to stop this, mom. Just let me go. I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta go. And he gets away from his mom and marches toward the tower like he knows where he's going. And the mom and dad go straight back on the boat. Hey, my little boy, he's growing up so fast. That kind of shit is happening all around you. And you make your way toward the tower. Aste indicates that he would like to have a meeting with Ward Hurl if that's okay with you all. If you
Thumbs
don't
up.
mind,
Sure.
because that's the plan, right? He
Yeah.
wants to see what the deal is. So you make your way into the tower and wait in line patiently as the other people are being processed through the front desk. You see a lovely little gnome that keeps popping up and down off of a stool behind a desk to greet people, and she greets each person. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Ms. Galley Hurl. How may I be of assistance to you today? And every time she hops down off her little stool and comes around, because she's a gnome, so she's really little, and comes around to talk to people in the front or hops down and leads someone to a door off to the side, the little bells or gold bits on the end of her hair go tee 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 on the glass on the marble floor as she walks. It's absolutely adorable. And when it is your turn, she hops down off the stool and comes around to the front and, hello, friends. I'm Ms. Galley Hurl. How may I assist you today? And looking at Dusk, she gets all the way up on her tiptoes and reaches up as hard as she can reach to offer a handshake.
And he reaches down and shakes Dusk Hearthfire. Uh, we're the Fates Wanderers.
Good to meet you, sir. And then she drops down onto her flat feet and looks Nebby right in the eye and gives her a level, warm gaze and a confident grip. Shakes her hand. Because you do have both hands and wings, right?
I do have hands and wings.
So she shakes your hand. And a little wink to, like we're in it together kind of look at us the same height kind of thing. And then back up on her tippy toes, shakes hands with Maiev, who probably makes some very embarrassing remark about how little she is, but she's so cute. And she's, in her mid 40s, so maybe not uh, thrilled about being called cute. And then shakes hands with Foggy and Aste. And how may I be of assistance today?
Dusk is doing a lot of talking, so Dusk is going to take a step back.
But he knows everybody.
um,
Snaps.
cool. Go ahead.
Snaps will introduce herself, and she'll take her hand if it's offered.
Yep.
And uh we're here for a friend who's looking to maybe become a student. In the meantime, is there like a tour or something, or what's there to do around here?
I think at that point, Aste will step up and, in his way, whatever way that might be, indicate to Ms. Galley Hurl that he is interested in having a meeting with the dean, Wart Hurl, I believe is his name, and I would like to have a bit of a meeting with him if that's at all possible. And she's like, "Oh, well, yes, of course. You, your family can take the tour while you are meeting with Dean Wartrell. That's a lovely idea. And let me see if I can make arrangements for a tour for you. Give me just a moment." And she picks up a little bell and rings it and puts it back down. And somebody comes in and a little, I don't know, 19-year-old human boy with school uniform on. You at this point you have seen a couple of students, and you can tell there's a uniform of sorts. And he comes and greets you, and uh, then he greets. She points at another family over in the corner, and then another family over in the other direction, and he's like, "Okay, everyone interested in the tour, please join me here. We're going to go out there." And you are experiencing the most standard college tour you'll ever experience. And he will show you where the dorms are. He will show you where the cafeteria is. He will explain how the food is done, and that the students will have to have their budgets planned ahead of time, and you'll have to make a deposit with Ms. Galley Hurl at the beginning of each semester, and for the students who are staying here in the dorms. For those of you who are just here for the 5-week introduction, you'll just pay out of pocket for any meals you choose to have, and you're walking, and we're walking, and we're walking, and off you go. So you all go on the tour. Aste waits his turn and has a meeting with Mr. Warthurl privately. And at the end of this tour, you come back and you find Ms. Galley Hurl. Did you all see the picture of Ms. Galley Hurl? Did I do
Yes,
it?
we did.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
it
Oh
was
yes,
up on my
now I see
screen
it.
for a minute.
Okay, I had to click back over.
Yeah, she's so cute.
I was not looking, but there it is. She is
Okay.
cute.
It's
So
also in our handouts.
you come back and yeah, and so there she is. And Aste will be waiting for you in the lobby, and he will step up, and he and Ms. Galley Hurl together will explain what he learned, what he has learned, is the Wart Hurl Guild is focused on study, discovery, and teaching wizardly magics. It has an extensive library, but it's only shared with students in an apprentice type of way. Guild masters will not usually share spells willy nilly. They evaluate an apprentice's skill level and teach accordingly to ensure that no overly advanced knowledge ends up in the hands of someone not experienced enough to manage it. There's a school in the tower with dormitories for the youth and those whose families live on other islands nearby. Uh, Even a wealthy few whose family can afford to send them over from the mainland with a stipend. Uh, uh, so there's young adults, teenagers whose parents aren't nearby that are staying in the dormitories. Attendance at the school is compulsory for children and young adults. You have to come here. You have to be here and you stay. Continuing education for adult wizards is available as the guildmasters see fit. And after his assessment, uh, Aste was approved for this type of training. However, this training comes in the form of an initial study of 5-10 days, followed by an annual intensive evaluation and training session that takes about 1 10 day per year. Genuine commitment is required, but the rewards are well worth it for anyone who is in training with them, including the use of the stable teleportation circles in the library. Aste then explains and interrupts the young lady, as the woman, as she's explaining all of these benefits and everything. Aste will eventually pipe up and say, I'm terribly sorry to indicate that while I am pleased that I was approved, which you know how he's a little snooty, so there would be some snootiness in his tone as he indicates that what they offer here is simply doesn't match or suit his needs and requirements, and maybe he wouldn't really suit their requirements either. And so they've decided together that student is not an option or not something he would choose to pursue. But Mr. Warhol did say that we could take on that 300 or 3,000 gold piece courier job, delivering some materials to Candlekeep and on to Waterdeep for him if we choose to do that. And we would be permitted to use the teleportation circle in that instance. So that's the information you get from Aste after his meeting. And Wart Hurl is nowhere to be found.
Alrighty.
So we have to go to school?
Aste will explain, no, we don't have to go to school. I was approved to study here, but I have chosen and elected not to. It's not. Uh, it's financially feasible. However, it doesn't suit. Just
So we get to be mailmen, delivery
uh,
boys, couriers.
yes, if you
Oh,
want to
right,
use the
right, right, right.
teleportation circle, you would have to take the courier job.
We will take the courier job. That's why we're here.
Right,
They're
courier.
curry
Yes.
jobs.
Right, courier. I understand completely. I totally misunderstood the situation. Forgive me. Allie Hurl goes and scurries behind her desk and crawls up onto her stool and shuffles some paper and shuffles some paper. Courier, courier. Yes, okay. Here's some documentation for you. I'll need your signature on all of these and this over here. I need you. One of you needs to sign this one over here. I'll get Mr. Warter for just a moment. I'll get the dean, and she toddles off into that room and comes back out with
When she,
yes.
when she hands us these papers to and is telling us to sign stuff, can I like take a look at what these papers are saying?
Sure, sure. This looks like a form letter, like a standardized form. It indicates I will endeavor to protect any objects which are entrusted to me for protection and transport. I will not open any parcels. I will not read any tomes. I will keep my hands and fingers in the car away from the goodies. I'm not going to eat the
Okay.
cookies, but I will deliver the cookies without tasting the cookies. I promise, on pain of loss of my earnings and abandonment at whatever location the madness is discovered.
Oh no.
Don't mess with the shit. Just deliver it. Don't lose the shit. Don't mess with the shit. It's that kind of agreement.
Okay, just making sure I'm not signing any spooky wizard stuff.
No, it seems to be a legal and trust. It's more about making you feel very responsible for something important and keeping your nose out of the business and just doing the job of a courier. So you have an opportunity to read all of that and choose to sign or don't sign. Aste is very, very difficult. You'll have to convince him to sign because we know it's Aste. And you probably could convince him to sign with the 3,000 gold promise. That's probably what will
And
get
think
him
of
to
all the
be like,
magical
oh, yeah,
paper we could get him.
yeah, sign. But I want to read. There's books, and I would like to see the books, and I would like to open the boxes. Why can't we open the boxes and just look at the stuff? Whatever. He's probably scheming ways that he might find a way to look at stuff without being caught, because that's who he is. And he signs the paper because you make him sign the paper. Yeah. Okay. So eventually, after some period of time, Ms. Galley-Hurl and Wart-Hurl come out of the little room. Oh, and at some point, Aste will point out or explain to you all that did you guys know that Wart-Hurl was born to the Wartingast family? Wart-Hurl is not his name.
Would any of us have known that? Player knew that. Would any of us have known that?
I
Snaps does not
don't.
know this.
I don't think that would have come
Player
up
has
in
an inkling.
us.
Yeah, that whole Hurl thing it's because the academy was established by Mr. Wart-Hurl's cousins, whose name was Wart-Hurl, and his family is Wartingast, but because the first part of his name is the same as his cousins, he ended up with the same name as the guy who built the place like 3 generations ago. Wild. They all take the name. Well, like Galley-Hurl, what was your name, dear? He wouldn't say dear. What would he say?
Miss,
I don't know
probably.
how he would ask, but he would say like, "You miss, what was your name before you?" And she, "Oh, Gallilimpus. I was born a Gallilimpus, and I am very
Uh,
proud to be Galley-Hurl."
Does the hurl mean something specific?
It identifies me as a member of the Wart-Hurl Guild,
Oh, okay.
and it shows my pride in where I learn and where I've gained my education.
Oh, I'm sure you worked very hard for that. So you're saying, like, if my name's Dusk Hearthfire and I became one of your esteemed clan, I would be Dusk Hearthhurl?
That's correct, sir. It is a
That's a
requirement.
mouthful.
Okie dokie. Well, I probably don't have what it takes anyway, so it's not something to worry about for me.
Boulder Hurl sounds pretty rad.
Boulder Hurl. No, it would just be Bold Hurl.
Oh, right, because it's just the first.
Bold
It's just the
hurl.
first syllable.
Hmm. Hmm. She could probably get away with being Bold Hurl Sorrow if she wanted, but generally they just tack on the Hurl and get rid of everything else. Aste and I talked about it. I can't remember, but it would be a piece in the middle would be abbreviated and ended with Hurl, but the rest of it would all still be there because it's
Oh
title,
yeah,
not
because his
name.
his last name is like 30 seconds long, and the
Yeah,
majority
yeah,
of it is
yeah, yeah,
title, not name.
yeah. So yeah, it would be something hurl followed by blah, 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 the title part. So yeah, we're
Interesting.
all very proud of our attendance at the school and our membership in the guild, and so we wear it with pride, and it's in our name.
Hmm.
So yeah, so you learned that, and then Mr. Ward Hurl comes out of the office with Gally Hurl, and he greets you all and very fervently shakes hands with Dusk, and it's so good to see your face. It's not that I haven't heard from you plenty in the last few weeks, but it's good to see your face. And
Oh,
how
the
are you
pleasure's
all?
all
And
mine.
who? Look, you have new people with you. What's the deal with that?
I'll let Snaps.
Um, I I died. We've met, but I got
Well,
better.
cut right to the chase. She
Oh
got
my
better.
goodness! Like you literally like not even heal true death. My
Something
goodness,
like
Dead
that.
death.
Got better though.
I've seen and heard of this, and the new um form that was created for you is different than that which you were born to. Dramatically different. You were tabaxi, were you not?
Yes, I was.
My goodness, this is a uh, I personally haven't experienced or witnessed the ritual that you have undergone, and I'm quite impressed that it's a thing I've heard of but never seen, and you I am in awe.
And she will just nod respectfully at him.
And who Dusk? You seem to have a passenger. This is new. Your
Nebby
hat is
Skywinder.
blinking. Hi. Yes, up there. You are feathered beautifully and a lovely cloak. I recognize that kind of cloak. That's a lovely cloak you have, dear.
Why, thank you.
That's a lovely
Nebulous
cloak you have.
Skywinder. I
Nebulous
knew.
Skywinder?
Yes, sir.
That's just a brilliant name, and forgive me, I've not met someone like you in person before. I am pleased to make your acquaintance. And how did you find yourself with this bunch? Not that they're I mean, and he stutters and stammers. Ah,
Uh,
I have been looking for someone, or not someone. I have been looking for something and stumbled across their path. And I think they just collected me.
I got to tell you, young lady, I'm not surprised. That one over there, the one who's asleep at the moment, she collects strays like the kids here collect paper clips. It's wild. She just loves everybody. She's such a warm woman. Also, she's very scary.
Yeah, I
And I
was
am
gonna
sure
say,
that
don't
if
let her hear you
Ashley
say
Burris
that.
were awake right now, yeah, if Ashley Burris were awake right now, she would be blushing and also just a little irritated
Ursa
in
Skypants is
equal measure.
wonderful.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Ursa Skypants. She's wonderful. Took a bit to get used to her, but she's good.
Ursa Skypants? And he's trying real hard not to
Yes.
smile. You're talking about the big one over there, Maiev?
Yes.
Ursa Skypants. Uh, Okay, I cannot wait to find out what Burris says when she hears this. That's great. She is unique in this group, and also scary. And I've now met this gentleman here, and he's quite interesting. And although we won't be able to study together, apparently. He did say that you would be interested in the courier position to get you off onto Faerun. Is that what I understand?
Yes.
I do have a career task that needs doing right now that would land you in Candlekeep and require mundane travel from Candlekeep to Waterdeep. If you're willing to do that, it's quite a lot of material from here to Can, and he's like surveying the group. I'm sure you'll figure it out. I'm sure you'll figure it out. They've prepared it in the library
I,
where
I,
the
I do believe Waterdeep is around where we were hoping to eventually end up
It's
one day.
it's just
but
north of where we were going anyway. So
well, that's great. So you'll make you'll arrive just inside Candlekeep, so you won't have to deal with the rules of books and whatnot to get into Candlekeep. And anybody who arrives there from here is already we are responsible for not sending bad people. So and I feel confident that you would not invite strangers into your group that are of any concern or danger to Candlekeep. And I'm really hoping, Dusk, that you're going to live up to my expectations.
What's a candle keep exactly?
Uh,
Forgive my ignorance.
Candlekeep, it's the thing that the other DM can tell you all about. 'Cause I haven't done
It's
any
a
real
library.
research. It's a huge library, and they maintain an enormous amount of very valuable tomes and scrolls and literature on the subjects of magic as well as many other things. And what you will be traveling with are materials that some of our students have produced that they are adding to the library, and some things that we've borrowed from the library need to be returned. You also have some materials that were borrowed from, um, give me a moment, I have a name. Uh, Wands, from the wands of Waterdeep.
mm, what's
From
the
Torlin Wands is specifically in charge of the tomes that we've borrowed, and he very graciously allowed us to review them and use them with some of our more senior students and members of the guild, and they need to be returned to him in person.
what's the I guess size of the shipment that we will be taking?
To be honest, we were expecting a different or uh, and he's stammering and looking at Nebby and trying not to look at Nebby. We were expecting a different orientation of uh, party members, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. You'll see. Head off to the library, and there. It's good to see you in person. I really do. You see, these families are waiting. It is that I got work to do, and Dusk, you keep waking me up because I'm getting used to it. One of these days,
Apologies.
we'll have to have a drink.
Of course. I only reach out
And
when we need information and there's no warning sometimes.
and at this point, with as many times as you've reached out and talked to him, his fear of you has dropped down to uh, pretty much none. He now has some trust that you are a good man who's trying to do good things. And so your
Well, that's good.
threats against him are less worrisome because he's begun to recognize you as someone in the same with the same goals he has of making sure that the world is a safe place.
Threats? Who's making threats? I'm just, saying.
You made some threats.
I'm just
You
saying.
threatened this man. So, but he seems to have gotten over
I
that
did.
and genuinely says that at some point, somewhere along the way in the rest of our lives, you and I need to share a tipple or two.
Oh, okay, all right. Twist my arm. Oh,
All right. Well, uh, Ms. Galley Hurl here. She's gonna escort you to the library if you're ready to depart. You could stay for dinner if you
Just
want, or you could just head out.
just as we're separating, Snaps will just as some little parting words say to Mr. Werthurl, "Oh, keep an eye out for a little girl with red hair, red really curly hair. She seems really talented."
Red curly hair. Little girl with red curly hair. I haven't seen anyone that fits that description today, but it is that time of day, and he kind of leans to the
And
left
the
and
new
looks over your
arrivals, they'll
shoulder.
be
Yeah, yeah. Well, you all are standing in the lobby, and he kind of leans to the left over your shoulder and looks and says, "Is it curly or knotted? It's kind of in a knot.
um.
Is it is it
It's been
her
a
right there?
long
That one
day.
over there? Just
She's
turn around. Turn around. Is that her right there? Is that who you're talking about?
looked
Right there?
over my shoulder. I assume that's
Yeah, that's her.
who I was talking about.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Yep. That one.
Talented, you say? She's pretty small. You
Well, I'm not a
sure?
wizard, but she's she's she packs a punch for as small as she is, and I think I'm not a wizard, but I think she's got a little something to her.
I'll
she's
take
got
your
that
word for it.
spark.
That
You might
spark.
say she's like a little.
I'll take your word for it. I appreciate your honesty. It's always nice to know that the folks out in the field are picking people who really do have an aptitude, and I'm not wasting my time up here. All right, I got to get back to work. You people just do your thing. Galley, get him a 3,000 gold. And Galley's like, I got it, and she scurries around behind her desk and casts a little spell, and this big metal box opens up, and she reaches in and curls out a little leather sack and 3,000 gold. Who am I handing this to?
And
Uh,
Snaps
Uh,
keeps the
three.
team purse unless someone else reaches for it.
no, no, no. Party funds. Woo!
Hands it off to the elf. Very nice we've met you
It's
all, but I really do need to get
one of
back to
the
work
elves.
here, and off you go. And Galley Hurl will lead you out of the front door of the tower and immediately next door into a library.
Ooh.
And she just kind of ushers you in the door and walks away. Like, we do this shit all the time. Get in there.
All right.
And you are led to a massive stone structure, smaller than the main tower, but nearly as tall. Inside, the building opens to a vast central atrium that rises 4 stories to the ceiling above. Every floor overlooks the open space, with railings carved in elegant runes and arcane motifs. Rows of towering bookshelves line each level, broken up by long study tables. You see students sitting in quiet clusters throughout the library, while few of the floors host small lectures going on. Soft voices drift down through the open space, alongside the scratch of quills and the turning of pages. At the very center of the atrium floor, the stone gives way to arcane geometry. There's 4 massive teleportation circles set right into the stone floor. They are arranged in a precise square around a central focal point. Each circle is engraved with intricate runes and inlaid with metals that catch the light and sparkle. There is a subtle magical energy that hums through them. It's constant but controlled, like a heartbeat under the building. There's small placards hovering above each glyph, identifying their destinations. You see Neverwinter, Waterdeep, Candlekeep, and Hal-Ara. Though they're all dormant at the moment, they are clearly permanent, stable, and clearly, carefully monitored by the dude standing at the thing in the middle. Awaiting you at the circle is not a single shipment, but a deliberately divided load. Dozens of smaller crates, satchels, locked chest, and reinforced bookcases are arranged in a careful ring around the outside of the etched runes. Uh, each is sized to be carried by one person. Nothing so large that Dusk couldn't handle, but nothing small enough to be considered trivial. Many of the items are wrapped in oilcloth, sealed with wax. You see Candlekeep and Waterdeep iconography throughout. Um, Others are bound with leather straps and iron clasps. Some of them look like the locks might have a little something on them. And a few, when picked up, are going to feel unnaturally heavy for their size. Some of them might feel warm, some of them might feel cold, some of them might vibrate just a little bit in your hands. What you can assess based on what you're looking at is that they planned for, uh, I have to
6
count you
people.
guys every time. They planned for 6 full size humanoids. They did not plan for 5 full size humanoids and a gnome sized owl.
Sn- Snaps will shrug the bag of holding off of her back. And we think this might be helpful to take some of the weight.
And as you open the bag of holding, the man in the middle, who, let me tell you a little more. As you look over the arranged shipment, it becomes clear that the vision was intentional. They were expected to be carried by a humanoid of average strength. Note the seals, and I will note for you as the DM that the seals and wards on these parcels are, and on the teleportation circles, are designed to activate and transport only people and the items that they physically carry. Nebby obviously is going to recognize there's a problem. Uh, Even the smallest load is clearly larger than she can comfortably manage. The straps aren't going to fit her frame. The weight exceeds her own weight. Um, the wards on the crates don't, and what you need to know is that the wards on the crates themselves do not assess how strong you are or could be. They determine if the item is being carried safely and continuously by a bearer that the seal recognizes as stable.
So,
As Snaps pulls the bag of holding off her back and starts to suggest something about it, Master Elric Thornhurl, who is a high elf, you can't quite tell how old he is. He's slender, soft spoken guy generally. He has silver blonde hair worn tied back with ribbon. Faint lines at the corners of his eyes suggest decades spent reading by low light rather than fighting battles. He reviews the manifest in a careful and deliberate manner, as though he sees these materials as some sort of sacred cargo. I will show you him. Boink. He wears layered robes of deep indigo and a sash in gray that's embroidered with the Academy's sigil stitched in silver. His concern for the shipment is unmistakable. And as you were assessing the situation, he was moving slowly among the crates. And he would rest a hand on a seal here, adjust a strap over there, and murmuring brief comments to the parcels as if he's like reassuring them as much as he's checking on them. And as he notices Snaps start to reach for a bag of holding, these volumes and reliquaries are irreplaceable. This will not be acceptable. This will not be done. You can put that away, dear.
Okay.
So Nebby will speak up and, if size and whatnot is an issue, I can turn into like a cart horse or some other thing that way. And I can make up for my diminutive size now.
Oh, that would be lovely. Do you need some privacy for this adjustment, ma'am?
Whoosh.
Whoosh. And Nebby does what exactly?
Um, I'm not entirely sure because my brain is starting to go, but I am thinking something like oxen or a cart horse or something that, draft horse, not cart horse, but a draft horse or something similar that could be used to balance or take on a decent load this way.
Great. Draft horse it is. And he's going to keep talking like this is not surprising to him. This is great. Uh, this is a lovely change of attitude, and he'll call for a student to come and readjust some straps and stuff and repackage one of the bundles so that it's more like saddlebags. And they're over
That
there
works.
quickly reassessing the shape and maybe swapping a box from here over to that pack over there and this box over here to make it more even weight on both sides. And and there's a bit of a scurry going on, and he's just unfazed and continues speaking that irreplaceable, as I said, they're not because they're powerful, though some of them are, but because of who allowed us to use them and access them and who awaits their return. I got to tell you, Keeper Janusi, Candlekeep, he's expecting these crates personally. Any damage or loss or anything like that would reflect not only on the Academy, but on every scholar who believed their work would arrive safely. This is of the utmost importance. I need you to understand. Please look at me and acknowledge. Understand the importance of this, please. This pack here,
Nay.
this one here, this pack here, this one has tomes that were borrowed from Torlin Wands of Waterdeep. They got to be returned to him at his family villa in the North Ward, at the corner of Shando Street and Mage Court. And he's got a piece of paper. He's waving it around. Which one of you is in charge of navigation or making plans for mundane travel? Nebby just
mean,
goes, nay.
Nay.
I help with driving carts and navigating and whatnot.
And then you'll need this, and he hands you a piece of paper that literally just says Torlin Wands, TORLYNWANDS, North Ward. Sorry, I can't copy and paste because I printed. So North Ward, corner, Shando Street, and the Mage Court, one word. Can't type either. It's not listening to my keyboard. I am having a day. I think it looked like that, except it says of, not OD. Waterdeep, right?
Yep.
Yes.
There. And it's Shando, for filth's sake.
Hmm.
Shando Street. There we go. So he hands you a piece of paper with that information on it, so you know where you're going when you leave Candlekeep. They have to be returned. Are you ready to go? And he is down to business.
About
He's freaking out about the safety of this material and wants to be sure it's going to be safe. It has to be held 100% securely for the duration of your transport, your teleportation. Have you all teleported before? Do you know what to expect?
Can't say that I have.
this will be my first time teleporting, and there's a halo glow. Your items are in good hands. We will make sure that they are transported safely.
Gotcha. That you're very trustworthy. Yes, I understand that that is your goal and that is important to us. Great. Um, Master Thornhurl hands the manifest over to Dusk because he took control of the address and directs the party to step onto the circle that is labeled Candlekeep. So you're all gonna scoop up your packs, figure out who's carrying which one. Obviously, Dusk and uh, Eris are gonna, Maev are gonna pick up the biggest ones, and all of that. And then Foggy and Snaps will take the other two. Astay's gonna grab the smallest pack that's left, and y'all get yourselves situated. And it turns out that Nebby is carrying the highest weight of all of them. But Nebby has been strapped into a harness that goes across the front of her chest and across her belly from side to side. So she's got how a saddle on a horse goes and has a strap for the belly, but there's
Mm-hmm.
four of them. They're all buckled real tight, Nebby. You might even be
Oh yeah.
uncomfortable with how tight they tightened it. And there is stuff strapped to you, and they didn't put any kind of harness on your head like you would normally put on a horse. They left your head completely untouched and strapped everything else around your rib cage, strapped on tight. Um, and one of them just sort of directs you to go get on the circle. He kneels down and carefully sprinkles a little bit of white powder under the placard that says Candlekeep and pushes it into place with a feather. The powder itself slips into a groove and completes a connection between two lines of silver. And he mutters some arcane words, and the powder melts into the groove. And then the carved runes lining the circle begin to wake. Not all at once, but one by one, like stars appearing at dusk. Lines of silver blue light seep into the engraved sigils, crawling through the stone as though liquid moonlight flows on the surface, beneath the surface. You feel something you could describe as pressure, but you feel it in your bones and your teeth. Any loose fabric on you starts to lift gently, and it lifts, but it's also sort of tugged inward toward the center of the circle. And dust on some of the parcels sort of rises up and spins in a slow orbit around the circle. And then when he finishes talking, the symbols flare very bright. He stands up and he steps back, and light stretches upward from the circle, forming a flat, horizontal disc of shimmering energy that ripples like water just beneath your feet. And within it, images fold over themselves. There's landscapes and impossible geometries flashing, and uh, images of places you've never seen before. And the smell of ozone sharpens the air, and tiny hairs on your arms stand on end, and anything made of that metal starts to vibrate faintly. And those of you who are sensitive to magic feel the unmistakable sensation of reality being persuaded to bend rather than be broken. And then suddenly, your body feels weightless, like falling without movement. Silence descends upon you. Your ears are useless. There's literally no sound. You can't even hear your own breathing. And then you see threads of various colors swirl around you, and blackness takes over. And all there are is these threads of color spinning and weaving and moving. And uh, not quite like that. It's more like a dance. And it's all the colors just weaving in and amongst each other, making loops and unlooping and tying knots and untying. And if Aste were here, he would be saying some stuff about his little chain thing that he has. But he's not here, so it's going to look familiar to him. And the threads are tying themselves in knots and untying themselves and making shapes and unshaping. And I've lost my place on the page because I ad-libbed a little bit. Just from your parcels. Things suddenly weightless. Fortunately, each loop. Here we go. They're tying and untying themselves, and each time a loop is made, it contains a glimpse of an image or a place or a face. And then it disappears when the loop is closed and then reformed into another shape. Um, Fortunately, there is no feeling of movement. You're not going to get seasick. It's nothing like the dream. You know what dream I'm talking about, where you felt like you were flying. In this situation,
Mhm.
you're just weightless and utter silence and shifting colors. And then, just as quickly as it started, it ends with a gentle thud of gravity, grasping your feet to the floor once again. Your ears are ringing a little bit. The air smells and tastes different. A tinge of saltiness, but much less humidity. And suddenly you're feeling much colder. The world unfolds and forms around you pretty quickly, and your vision is filled with a new and completely different location. The teleportation circle that you are standing on lies carved into a floor of pale, age polished marble, veined with gold. The sigils still glow faintly around you, and lines of arcane geometry slowly dim like embers after a fire. There are massive pillars dominating the space, each one carved from a different kind of stone. There's alabaster, there's green marble, there's black basalt streaked with silver. There's even like honey-colored sandstone. All the pillars look different. And they're not merely structural. Every surface is engraved with flowing scripts, dozens of language layered one on top of another. Some of the carvings are so fine and tiny that they resemble lacework, and others are deep chisel cuts worn smooth by reverent hands. There's soft mage lights drifting lazily near the ceiling. Their glow is warm rather than harsh, designed for reading rather than spectacle. Shadows gather gently between the pillars. Footsteps echo somewhere in the distance, muted by thick, woven runners laid on the stone pathways. Monks and scribes move around quietly through adjoining arches. Conversations seem to be kept at a murmur, as though the building itself demands contemplation. Railings are shaped like interlocking quills overlooking the chamber in which you stand. There, you can see robed figures above, pausing to observe your arrival, not suspicious, but curious, like a newly delivered manuscript. Near the edge of the circle stands a narrow desk where a ledger lies open, awaiting your name. There's a 23-year-old halfling scribe with ink stained fingers and a small bag of cookies in one pocket. A good memory for recipes. And he stands before you. Welcome, travelers. Warthurl, right? Yes, here. Sign here, please. And he offers the quill to whoever greets him first.
Nay.
Well, I don't think I've seen folks travel with a horse before, but yep, you'll have to sign the horse's name, I suppose. Big old hoof print. uh,
Dusk
so,
will
so I'm not sure
reach
who took
over
the
and
quill and yeah. Just a name, sir. It doesn't. It's just a formality, just a name. We know who you are based on Wart Hurl data. We just need a signature, sir.
Oh, sure. I'll sign it. Fate's
I'm your
Wanderer.
right. That's good, but I also need some names. Sorry,
Oh,
just the names is
Ghost
fine.
Crossfire.
Yeah.
At your service.
And he scribbles it for you. Great, and hands the quill over to Maiev, and she signs her name. Everybody gets a chance to sign their name, and he's talking while you're signing. I'm your assigned guide. My name is Sprig Summerfoot. You can call me Sprig, but my friends call me Footy. I answer to either one. And as he's gabbing and you're signing your name, he's just surreptitiously reaching in his pocket and grabbing a cookie and sort of offering a cookie to each person as they finish signing their name. Keeper Janusi's going to be so happy to have some of this stuff back. You can just put it down over here. Oh, you have extra stuff. That's right. I forgot. Those are your problem. Don't leave those lying around, or someone might try and put them up on shelves or take them to the front gate. Those ones over there, they got water deep on them. You got to take that with you.
Oh, we will.
Okay, now are you
So
all
get
signed
to work
in?
separating out.
Mhm.
Yeah. So offloading the water deep stuff, you could leave it on the horse, or somebody's going to have to separate it from the mass that was on the horse. There's much less for Waterdeep. It's really just one crate and 2 books that are wrapped in oilcloth.
If I can like shoulder the crate on my body,
Yeah, it'd be pretty easy.
I can shoulder the load.
Right. Um, so you guys finish sorting and separating, and Dusk's got the crate, and I guess Aste will take the other 2 books and strap them wherever his books are strapped. And you're all getting yourselves together. Nebby, you going to switch back, or are you going to stay horsey?
Does Nebby have any idea of like how truly far we're going to be traveling?
Nebby knows that you were headed back to Faerun. So she knows that she's back on her home continent.
I know that. I just
Oh.
players can't think about how far
It was
travel.
a haul.
Okay. That being the case,
Distance
she
from here
might,
to
yeah, she might stay horsey for the full 5 hours that she can. And that way, if anybody wants to take a load off for a little bit, they can do what they need to do. And
So
she's not going to
Nebby
waste
is under
it.
the impression. Yeah. So it was just after 9 p.m. when you stepped into that teleportation circle and arrived then in Candlekeep, which I don't know which way this planet rotates. So I don't know if you've gained a couple hours or lost a couple hours of daylight. Does anybody know? I know Andrew would
We
know.
would have
assume the sun rises in the east.
lost.
I assume.
Huh?
Yeah. We would have lost
So
time.
you will have lost time. So it's like 10, 11 o'clock at night at this point.
Yes.
She still,
Just
I think, would stay in it until we
okay.
rest for the night or whatnot. So,
Okay. Great.
or until the
So
5 hours,
horse.
which comes
So
first.
Nebby is standing there being managed by other people having the packs removed and whatever. And I imagine one of the students who helped with that process might uh, thoughtlessly pet you a little bit because horses are very handsome. And, he grew up on a farm. So somebody might thoughtlessly pet you as if you are an actual horse.
Okay.
That happens. And so everything's getting handled and managed, and you hear Footy says, Okay, now that you're all saying, "Oh, aha, Keeper Janusi, here, your timing's impeccable as always, sir. Hi, this here is the courier delegation from Warthurl Academy. Looks like everything seems to have arrived in good order. They've got that stuff over there that they need to take on to Waterdeep, I think. But they're here, and I'll leave you to it." And he takes a step back and lets Keeper Janusi take over the conversation. Will, Will,
Yes.
that's you.
I'm sorry. Oh. Oh no.
Pull the meat.
Keeper Janusi, these folks have just arrived here with your stuff. Say hello. Tell us what happens next.
um, greetings to Candlekeep. Um,
Um,
thank you for your labors. But if your business is concluded, we can house you in the House of Rest for the evening if you so choose, unless you plan on returning to, well, you appear not to be returning. I see Waterdeep. So, if your plans is to travel north, you may have a room in the House of Rest for the evening, or unless you'd like to sleep on the road, which I don't necessarily recommend, but I'm not going to tell you what to do.
Yeah.
I think
A bed and some dinner, and then we'll be on the road in the morning, I guess.
I think that you all might notice Aste a little uh, stunned and possibly drooling a little bit as he looks around the library you are standing in.
Yes. Um.
That's a lot of books.
Indeed. And unfortunately, your visit does not entail a, let's say, complimentary browsing access. For that, you'll need a book of your own to submit. I know that you're carrying some tomes with you, but those are for Worth Earl. You will need your own. We are granting you complimentary access today, just enough time for you to deliver the goods, and then be on your way out of the Emerald Door through to the Court of Air, where you may spend the rest of your stay.
Oh, actually, you guys wanted to see the Sword Coast, but I have this, and you have arrived here.
Oh, never mind. You're not you're the pillar. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
pillars. Never mind. In that case, yes, we're not in the we're not in the library proper, and you will not have access unless you
Right.
pay the traditional book fee.
And we can ask Andrew later if he wants to pay the book fee to have access to something, maybe at the house of the binder. Would Janusi
House of
offer
the
him access?
House of the Binder
The
has no
books
book,
there.
really a place for transcription. You may transcribe for a fee any tome within Candlekeep. It does take time, and it takes coin.
I am
But access
certain
to
that Aste would be listening very intently to that part, because
right,
he may or may not want to make use of the house of the binder. I
right.
will ask him to look into that.
Yes, typically someone like Footy will be your adjutant, and if you have a list of books or topics that you'd like to have delivered to you here in the pillars, while if you want reserve a room for study, that is acceptable, but you need to understand what you want before. Generally, the even people who are admitted don't necessarily browse the stacks, for they can get lost or worse. It is a twisting, colossal maze for those uninitiated.
And Asti will be stodgy and say, "Well, I could do anything I want." Uh, he'd be certain that he would be able to not get lost, but if you say so, and he doesn't have access, he's fine with that. But it would be nice to check out the House of the Binder, maybe if I am allowed access. I think he would want to go in there and see what kinds of spells maybe are available.
A
And again, I
contribution
have to
can
talk to
keep.
Andre. Yeah, I have to talk to Andrew because I don't know exactly what he might or might not be interested in having transcribed.
Right.
It very well
Yep.
may be, oh, no, they don't have anything he can use.
Contribution to Candlekeep grants you a 10 days worth of access, and then you are asked to kindly leave to make room for the other visitors. But yes, which is usually more than enough time for a visitor to locate anything they need in Candlekeep and then have it transcribed.
Got it.
Does Candlekeep have
Well,
any? Oh, we've obviously got a job. But does Candlekeep offer any odd jobs for adventurers, or is it
That
just the book for entry?
currently that kind of role is filled. We have no need for extra help, you might say. The ones we have
and
are kept
if
plenty
Burris
busy on their own.
at this point, if Burris had not fallen asleep, I am sure she'd be asking, "What do you mean it's been filled? Who do you have working for you?" Because I know somebody who's on this continent who's very able-bodied.
Well, I'm not not at liberty to say. Candlekeep business. But
Handle keep business.
rest assured, if there is any need for extra help, I could reach out to Mr. Worthell for your information.
Cool. All right, here's what we're going to do since Burris isn't here to interact with Janusi. And
It's 11:30.
Will is, yeah, it's late and I put him on the spot. So we're going to give him 2 weeks to come up with just what he wants to have happen at Candlekeep. What you can and cannot find, do, get, request, be given.
Nay.
For the record, we've figured it out that the eyes are not in Candlekeep at this time. They left like a couple days ago on a
They
long
are
trip.
Ah,
2 days into the Zikran's Zephyrian tome story.
That's amazing.
It was
interesting.
earlier than that. It was
Oh,
a
I
deep
thought
and
you said
creeping
it.
darkness, I think.
Oh,
'Cause they just left with a new halfling friend.
cool.
So they're not yet initiated as like patrons of, or Candlekeep's not their patron yet.
They
Uh,
haven't gotten themselves a mine income.
right.
This
The
is the
mine was
mine quest that
yeah.
they're on.
Oh, got it. Got
There
it.
there was like a we'll call it I don't know, a stipend of some sort that was given to Candlekeep for the help, so that like a call it like an investment, royalty, that certain number of sales of platinum would go to Candlekeep as a for reviving the mine, uh,
Yeah.
and that funds is part of what gave Janusi the ability to give the eyes a like a
Stipend.
essentially a stipend.
Special job.
Having them on the retainer, I think is the word.
Yeah.
Adventures on retainer.
All right. So, you will assign. The only thing I'm going to force upon you is that you are going to assign Sprig Summerfoot to this group. Sprig, also called Footy, is assigned like Irony was assigned to the Eyes of Amethyst.
That was a
And he's
Nax.
responsible. Yeah. Oh, right. Nax. Irony was somebody else. So
Irony was
Sprig.
the wheel of incentivization,
Wheel of incentivization.
attendant. The wheel of incentivization. Yes. But irony does exist here. It would be here, yeah.
Crossover episode.
Crossover, yeah.
Be insane.
So, yep. So yeah, I'm gonna say that we end the session here because I think Burris would want to interact with what's happening right now.
Probably.
We will start the next session. Actually, you know what? Let me get you into bed and asleep so that one last thing can happen before
Okay.
we shut down for the night. And then
Oh.
we'll back up to this part when we start the next session. So when you all finish whatever nighttime stuff happens, if you take advantage of the bath and steam house or stop off at the Temple of Ogma, whatever you do, you will end your night at very, very late, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, probably, at the House of Rest. They will assign you however many rooms you feel comfortable using. Footy is very accommodating. And you all eventually will fall asleep. And it's the comfortable beds in this lovely little dormitory esque inn type place. And as you are sleeping, resting comfortably, Nebby,
Yeah.
you're going to experience something like a dream. A voice slips into your consciousness, unconsciousness, something. You hear it. Some part of you hears this voice. And you are awakened enough to be aware and listen.
Okie dokie.
It is a familiar voice. You've heard it before. Oh, my little star, I sense the shard is not so far. Forgive me, child, I first led you astray, but now I can feel it from where you are today. A smaller tree splintered from the trail, forging its own shiny path, albeit pale. Walk with those whose paths are braided with yours. Your search renews in the mountain's contours. South of Yartar it waits, patient and bright, longing for the one who will embrace its light. Now I realize I should have been prepared to copy and paste that for you. Give me a moment. There you go. And then the voice simply fades away.
Happy owl.
Yes. Alrighty. So we will start the next session actually back in the Pillars of Pedagogy. Janusi trying to figure out what these people are trying to do, what they want, why that guy is so focused on the library itself, and what this little owl is doing, or no, this giant horse is doing.
It only lasts 5 hours, so by that time I would assume.
Yeah, by the time you go to bed, you're going to be you again.
Yeah.
There's a horse loose in Candlekeep.
Hmm
I'm gonna divine
And if you look
intervention
at her
real quick.
wrong, she will stomp you to death with her hooves.
Yeah, let's do your divine intervention so we don't forget tomorrow next time.
All right. 3 in a day. Here we go. Let's go. Let's go. Big box. 49.
Sorry.
49.
Denied.
One of these days.
I couldn't believe when I got it. It was amazing. I almost peed in my chair. It just doesn't
Me too.
happen. It never happens.
Me too. I was caught very flat-footed with that. I was like, "Oh no,
Oh shit! What are we gonna do with that?
what
And
happens now?"
now you're caught flat-footed being Janussi again.
It's so good.
He's
I was-
used to that.
Janussi, of all characters.
Yep. Hey, I could have made you be Irony. I mean, I do have a note here. Anybody that Janussi introduces you to, Will's gonna have to, Will's gonna play any NPC that he puts in there.
You look like you've been on a long trip. Let's take you to the wheel of incentivization. We'll fix you up. Here's some coins with some.
Good God.
It could be a tip.
I'm feeling very generous today.
I'm saying, there are no rails. You are Janussi. You get to decide what Janussi does or doesn't do.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know what to do with this power. Oh no.
Oh no.
All right. Okay.
So we'll pick up at the Pillars of Pedagogy in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
And all of us
It's a
will think about that.
I'm a player in Candlekeep now.
Because
Oh,
I know
boy.
Will probably has not.
Oh wait. Oh yeah.
March 28th. He, I believe, is going to be at PAX East.
I will be at PAX East, yes.
So,
March 28th.
yeah.
So
He's
we'll-
going to go
And then
DM
I
there.
think, okay, 3/28 off.
Mm,
And I think not next weekend, but I think the weekend of the 14th is daylight savings. I will have to check.
No, daylight saving is on the 8th, so it is next weekend.
Oh, it is next weekend.
Yeah. But that means it's
Gross.
going to, sunset at like 7 finally. I'm not going to be walking the dogs in the pitch black all the time.
On Tuesday morning, those of us in the Eastern time zone, if it's not cloudy and rainy, should be able to see the sunrise and the blood moon eclipse at the same time.
Ooh.
I think we're supposed to get another snowstorm.
I think
None
I
of that
checked.
was
It's supposed to be
okay.
cloudy here in Knoxville.
Yep, Tuesday, snow. I'm so tired of snow.
I
Very
miss when snow was
inconvenient.
We're getting-
whimsical.
It's actually one of our highest
You didn't have to
total
attack it with an
accumulation
axe.
years
Yeah.
that we've had in a long time.
Yep.
Rumor has it we're possibly up in the 50s. 50
Uh-oh.
inches of snow this year.
A total accumulation.
Yeah. I'm done.
Yeah, Tuesday we're expecting
Meanwhile, I've got
rain.
highs in the high 70s next week. Come visit me.
Yeah, we were actually pretty warm today, but we're expecting rain or snow on Tuesday as well.
Yeah. It's
Mine
probably
just says cloudy.
All right, so we
I'm gonna
have
get up early and try.
Witchlight on the 7th,
Mhm.
and then we'll be Diebrooking on the 14th, and I'll probably be doing that remotely. No, I'll be home by then. I will probably be doing Witchlight remotely from my sister's house in Delaware.
So you'll be
think I'm
even
gonna-
closer.
Yeah, because I'm doing payroll on the 2nd, and then I'm going to my sister's house on the 6th and probably home on the 13th. So on the 7th, I
And
will
it'll-
be in Delaware.
And it'll be a short session because that night is daylight savings.
Right.
We're going to lose
Okay.
an hour.
Okie dokie.
Well, what the hell is my microphone doing? That's weird.
And then we'll be back
We can hear
in
ya.
the Pillars of Pedagogy on the 14th.
Okay. Well, then good night, YouTube, I suppose.
Good night, YouTube. And
Night, YouTube.
nice to have you awake, Ashley. I hope you enjoyed this recording.
You did not go back in time. We are playing Candlekeep again.
No one made you make out with a wall.
Yeah, no splinters on your tongue this time.
All
All right.